Hello everyone and welcome back to Aven Prime and of course to Aven Colony and the Vanaar Colony specifically. Now in the last episode we did a fairly good job of setting all of this up and we've just been given our reward for exporting barley, which I'm very happy for. We've even got a new mission waiting there patiently, or maybe not patiently, is wiggling at us. Let's go check it out.
I have a new opportunity for you.
We've got a bit of a problem. We planned a party, but, well, I think we overestimated the amount of gold bloom people were going to consume. And now the gold bloom is just, well, all of it's just sitting here, watching us. I hate to get rid of perfectly good gold bloom, but could you take care of that for me? Alright, we'll see what we can do. This was an import, though. We've got to export barley for gold bloom. That's fine. We've already got barley being produced. Now, our next task is to produce a chemical plant so that we can actually start making cerulean glow. Something which inhibits people's ability to, I don't know, think differently from the way I want them to. I'm not sure I approve, really, with what cerulean glow is. There's a part of me that feels that maybe we shouldn't be drugging our people into obedience. I don't know, that might sound like a crazy thought, but call me old-fashioned. I think there's probably better ways, but nevertheless, this is what the mission is. Oh well. Now, we've got 37 nanites, and how many do we need? We need 46, so that means we need to move faster. Either that, or get more things that allow us to get more people faster. There we go, that's all we need. Right, chemical plant. Now, chemical plant... That's perfect. Let's just pop it right there. Thank you. Let's get you going and see what we have. Let's see. We've also got these deposits over here that I'd quite like to get to. We're going to have to as well eventually. Incoming shard storm. Well, that's just not good. Especially because I've not got enough nanites to build any protection. My poor colony. My colony is being broken. This is terrible news. Let's start getting things repaired then. My lord. Especially the food production, please. Make sure that that's in tip-top shape. There we go. All of these things fixed. There we are. Sorted. Right, now we've got the chemical plant, and we've been given 9 nanites and 27 corn. How lovely of them.
A new mission is available.
Now, you should begin farming the required ingredients for cerulean glow, Entari and Xenosage. Once you have enough Entari and Xenosage, use your chemical plant to manufacture 200 cerulean glow. If we must, I suppose. If we increase this, is it going to increase the speed of production? I think that would actually be quite a useful thing to do, but for the time being we're just going to look into cerulean glow. We've got all of the things we need. We can also make corn syrup, and then later on we can make soda, but it's not very good for people. It generally makes them unhealthy. Actually, if we can get to the nanites we need, let's go ahead and upgrade this straight away so it produces it that much faster. It'll also make sure that this doesn't clog up my inventory. Right, so we're making 200 cerulean glow. We're making a lot of it very quickly, so that's really, really nice to see. We've got plenty of immigrants. Also very nice. How are things going, people? Purpose is very high. Freedom, food, entertainment is sort of there. Maybe we could have a look into that, actually. You know what? We've got a couple of things we might want to pop down. We've got a little park there, but I'm thinking maybe we should get a VR center. Provides colonists with tactile virtual reality entertainment, significantly increasing morale in the area. And I can think of no better thing to do than to increase morale. Right, we've got 200 cerulean glow.
I need your help to balance our supplies on the colony ship.
Nicely done. There's a lot of demand for that cerulean glow up on the colony ship. Please export 200. My goodness, you're needy. We're gonna have to wait though for a little bit. Right. What's our policy on our dispensaries? Are we good for power? Yeah, we're good for power for the moment. I could turn on drone auto repair. And we use between 8 and 12 nanites a year. That's not terribly bad, actually. Let's see. Forced overtime, power monitoring. Closely monitor electricity usage of all citizens and habitats of skyscrapers, reducing their electricity usage by 2 each. We'll lose 2 to 4 freedom morale, but you know what? I think we're going to go for that, because that should give us a little bit of a boost to our current power reserves. How are we doing for food? What is our freedom at the moment? Let's actually have a look. Freedom. It's plus 17. We could afford to drop that a little bit, but it would impact a lot of other things. So maybe we don't want to put that into effect just yet. No. Now, VR Center. Now, this is definitely something that I would like to put into effect. Where is the water table here? Those two right there. Okay, well, we could just miss one out and have the VR Center about here. I think that would make a lot of people really super duper happy. If we placed it here, it would hit pretty much all of our habitats. If I placed it there, it would hit even more of them. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking maybe I should place it right there. Yeah, okay. There you go. You can have a VR center. It's going to be great. Everyone's going to be so happy. They're going to be singing my praises. There'll be celebrations in the streets. There'll be a day of the year of the soul will be marked as Mayor Aavak Day. It's going to be grand. Right, so we've got our VR center in place. We're still a little bit low on our population, unfortunately. Entertainment should be going up nicely here, though. Plus 10 entertainment morale. However, there are a couple of things that we can do with this one. If we have a look in policies, we should now have free gaming. All colonists can play VR games for free at home. Increases the electricity costs of habitats and skyscrapers, but increases entertainment morale, especially for the unemployed. Plus 3 to 5 entertainment for employed colonists, plus 7 to 10 entertainment for unemployed colonists. So it's a good one if you've got a lot of unemployed people. I'm not sure how much power it's going to drain, but let's actually find out, shall we? Because we've already got something that's trying to pull the power down, and now we're doing something that's going to increase the power demand, which is, you know, not amazingly good, but we'll see. Total happiness is reasonably good, though. Overall, it's fairly pleasing. Right, so we've imported the gold bloom. We have got lightning tower hit. Okay, we're getting loads of people migrating to the colony. Trade hub has been idle for way too long. Very well. And by way too long, what they mean to say is it's been idle for like a few seconds. Right, we need to export our cerulean glow and import bread in its place. You know what? That is not a bad use of cerulean glow, though. I still don't feel too good about, you know, facilitating the main colony ship with this tool for subjugation, though I guess that is what you're meant to do with subjects. I guess on the name of the word. Okay, we're fascinated with a native plant called Entari. I'm hearing rumors that there might be a way to convert it into edible forms such as bread and oatmeal. Please research Entari bread and Entari oatmeal at your research center. Very well. Let's get on that then. So now there's a few things we can have a look in here, all sorts of different things. We've got Xenoglow. Increases colonist happiness by 3%, has no negative side effects. That sounds amazing. Let's get that. Xenospice, a tasty bread made from Xenosage. We don't really need that one. Starglow, Xenosage and Groji, an enhancer that increases productivity by up to 10%, but reduces health. I don't like that one. Now, you can offset things. That's the thing. If you've got a really good medical center, then you're not going to impact their health. It's going to be a trade. The two good health center plus something that's pulling down their health will cancel each other out. Mirthquake, a nutrient infused enhancer, increases happiness by up to 7% at a significant cost of health, and we're not going to be doing that. Gold Bloom itself, enhanced beverage that increases health but causes drowsiness, which lowers productivity by 2%. You could perhaps release Gold Bloom alongside Starglow, maybe. Amber Joy, nutrient bar that increases happiness up to 5%, reduces health. Bliss increases happiness by up to 8%, but damages health and productivity. And Amaranthian, slight increase to health and also happiness. You know what? We're going to research this one. We need Quarry Spores and Kelko Spores. We need both of those anyway. Now, low water. This is quite dire. People are unhappy about that. We need to increase our water intake by a lot. Okay, we'll have to have a look at that. I think it's because we can't store it presently. Okay. Yes, I know.
A hydration crisis.
No.
Secure additional water supplies.
You are, in fact, mistaken. Absolutely mistaken. Capacity. We can shut off storage of certain things if we really wanted to. There is a way, I'm told. And I seem to recall being told in the original Let's Play that there is a way to dump stuff out of your storage. Can I go in there? Can I dump? No dumping of things. But what if I want to dump the things? Shift click to destroy 5. Ah, ha 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 ha. I've got you now. Shift click to destroy 100. There we go. You can destroy things. All I remembered was not knowing that I could destroy things for the vast majority of the playthrough. And then someone in the comments quite rightly pointed out, well, actually, the devs did tell you in the towards the end of the last playthrough, you could destroy things, and you've just been making things hard for yourself all this time. And they were quite right to have done so. Right, okay, so there we go. That's all sorted. We do need to expand, though. We need another storage location, regardless. We could possibly have another one spaced down there, realistically speaking. Yeah, let's have another one just tucked away. Have a lot of storage around that area.
We'd like you to expand your colony's population.
Okay. Your colony has reached a population of 200. Your next goal is, you guessed it, 300 citizens. Not so sure. But okay, we need to increase our water intake. So let's go ahead and place down... Yeah, sure. We'll place you there. And we'll build up to it. There we go. That should help quite a lot, I would like to imagine. Once that's there, we should be able to get everything stored. Now, do we actually have a dispensary? This is the question that is on the tip of my tongue. If I were to place this dispensary here, it would pretty much reach everyone. Therefore, yes, let us do it, because we're going to be making amazing things. Amazing, super great things. We can make nanomedicines, match around chemical plant +2. This will increase colonist health. Plague vaccine, which is almost certainly worth having. Sure, let's actually make both of these. All they require is water. I know we're low on water, but our water should be going up now at a reasonable pace. In fact, no, leave it at 16%. I think that would be better. Right, 95% of the housing has been filled. Can we upgrade our skyscraper? We can. Let's add another 48 inhabitants, please. And we have researched a few other things. Let's go and have a look now. We need entirely bread and entirely oatmeal for our quest. So we'll get those going. Calco sludge is very important to research because it is a renewable source of nanites. We'll get to that in a moment. It's basically you grow a plant that has some sort of metal in it. But eventually your iron deposit, your copper deposits, all of that will run out. However, Calco does not. You do not run out of Calco because you're growing it actively. So it is a slow but renewable source of nanites. Right, we've exported all the cerulean glow that we wanted to. Let's slow things down just slightly. We've also built another geothermal, so more energy. And we've got a reward.
I'm pleased with the progress of your colony.
I am too, to be honest.
Select one of the following resources.
Potash, please. Because we don't actually have any of that ourselves. I would like... Yes, you may use the potash, as may you. Go ahead. Potash bonus for you now. Alright, water is not going up nearly as fast as I would like because we're using a lot of water right now. So, with that in mind, we're going to place a lot of those. This should allow us to get all of this coming in. Now, in terms of what we're allowing people to use, cerulean glow reduces the colony's crime rate, requires dispensary, and enhances that increases social compliance. Is crime something that people were really unhappy with? It is, actually. It's a problem, so okay. Amaranthium, they will be able to get that when we can make it. And gold bloom. Increases health but causes drowsiness, which lowers productivity. Not super duper happy about this, but you know what? I'll allow that to go for now. We've reduced crime by 1/4 and productivity by 2%, and health is being increased by 5%, which is actually not bad at all when you think about it. Right, the following objective, bar none. We built a bar and grill, so we automatically completed that. Amaranthium depleted, and enhancer dispensary has used up an enhancer. Yes, that's going to happen, unfortunately. The low water is going to be a problem for quite some time until we manage to catch up. I am actually going to increase the priority here, though, I think. Let's make these reasonably high priorities because people are so worried about them. There we go, and this one as well. That's good. There we are. That should do well for now.
We have some thoughts on how to best expand your colony.
We just need to build 4 additional structures, excluding tunnels. Fine, I think we can manage that, actually. Research complete. We have research Amaranthium. We're now working on Antari bread. Very well. So, to make the Amaranthium, let's remind ourselves what's required for that. We need Calcospores and Quarry Spores. Okay, I think we can do both. For the time being, these aren't super worrisome. I'm fairly happy to have those there. Let's start making Xenoglow as well, so we can start dispensing these. But you notice when you have a single chemical plant making lots of different things, it'll take a long time to make anything because it cycles through everything as it goes. So that's actually a way you can use to manage how much you're making of a resource, which could easily overflow in your storage. Now, we need a new farm, and I would quite like to go for Quarry Spores here. Okay, we've got quite a number of places we could grow them. 9.4, 9s. Sure, let's go ahead and pop this just about there, I think. That should do. And then we're low on nanites, so we need to let a little bit of time pass and build up our nanites a bit. Oh dear, looks like we have just been massively hit. A structure, Enhanced Dispensary, was shut down. What happened to shut down our power that bad? Oh my goodness, one of our geotherms is shut down? Did something get hit? Oh, yes it did. That kind of hit is way too sudden. Okay, well, that's fine. We have those batteries for emergencies like this. Activate the batteries. It's not... Oh, actually, they are going to be able to fully compensate. That's good, but let's not allow that to happen again, shall we? Let's get a lightning rod. Let's pop it right about there. That should be close enough to hit everything we need. And that'll prevent that kind of thing from happening again in the future. That was worrisome. That was very worrisome, my lord. Right, so we've got the spores growing there. Next up, ooh, we've got a shipe.
Governor, during our initial exploration of Vanaar, our scouts encountered an unusual alien life form. This organism is only marginally intelligent, but it does pose a great danger to our colony as it can attach to our buildings and grow very quickly. We call it the Creep. Our research team analyzed the threat and quickly devised a special drone that can cleanse the Creep from infected structures. I'm now uploading the schematics for those scrubber drone stations directly to your colony governance system. I recommend building one as soon as possible. Our scanners have detected several creep spores heading toward the nearby lake, and an infestation is highly likely in the near future.
This is the nearby lake of which she is speaking. So the first creep structures you really want to place down should be around this side. And if we place one creep structure, these things have an incredible range. It's a little bit bigger than what is displayed. If I place 2 like this, we will basically cover the entire colony from creep spores for a long time. You don't need a lot of power to these. You don't need a lot of drones coming out of each one, generally speaking, or at least certainly in this first mission. That being said, we are playing on hard, so the rules may be a little bit different. Battery mode has turned off. We should be running fine. The batteries are fully charged. Scrubber drones have been added. That's good. And there we go. Creep spores inbound. We've got 3 creep spores. Now, when they hit a building, they are going to stun that building effectively and take it over, which is why you kind of want your scrubbers to cover each other. Now, as I said, the range is just a little bit bigger than this shows. For example, this one could probably cover all of these buildings, even though the ring is only about there. It's a bit of a weird one, that one. I'm not really quite sure why there's that wee bit of a discrepancy, but that's certainly what I've noticed in the past. Now, we've completed continuous expansion, we've researched entirely bread, copper deposit has been depleted, as I mentioned, so this one has to go. Let's go ahead and recycle you, and we'll claim back that tile. We have built a retail center, so people are happy about that. We've built police drones, people are happy about that as well, and the lightning is charging up all of the batteries. Now, each one of these will hit one building. If we had any plasma turrets, these would actively try to prevent the creep from doing damage. I believe these are completely automated, so it really doesn't matter where I put them. Right, so these 2 locations have been covered. A drone has already left. This drone, yeah, as I mentioned, they are just a little bit wider area. It's not even that it's clipping the edge. That building is not, and it's close, but it's not under the protection of this one. But the drone has already come out because it's an important thing that we need to take care of. But as you can see, it does not take them long. If this manages to get all the way down, bad things happen. In fact, I think when that happens, they start spreading the creep spores. They actively begin to propagate across the colony. Don't allow it to get that bad. There's no reason to.
A few more service structures would go a long way toward keeping your citizens happy.
Okay, it's time to build a hospital. Very well, that's actually a good idea. And also, we've got a bunch of things that we would like to give our citizens once we build the hospital. But where is the best place for it is the question. Now, I could have the hospital sort of central. I would like that if I could make it happen. So at this point, you could, if you wanted to, get rid of some of these early structures you built in your colony, because they're no longer as good as the other structures you could have in their place. Or at the very least, they're not in the ideal location. Right, okay, unfortunately, we've allowed too much time to go past while thinking about the hospital. Sensors have detected plague spores approaching the colony. These plague spores can smell organic life and will seek towards the colony. They are especially attracted to intake fans. They will attempt to enter the colony and, if successful, they will infect your citizens with a deadly plague. Be sure to have adequate healthcare available, especially hospitals. So, given that, we're going to leave things paused. Let's find out. Where are you coming from? One plague spore from over here. Honestly, we could deal with this if we had a single turret to defend. We do not have a single turret to defend, which is bad news for us. A single hospital, though, would be good enough, I think. If we had it somewhere around here, we may end up needing to. But I'm going to place the hospital right about there, and it should help. The farm will move its building. Now, we are going to place that on high priority, get everything out there. And that has taken up pretty much all of our nanites. Very well. 2 plague spores. Wow, okay, the game is really not liking us right now. Impending structural failure. We do need to repair it. We're going to have to wait for nanites, though, unfortunately. But if we can get this built in time, we have been making plague cure ahead of time for just such an occasion. And that should help us out. Now, if we can get this fixed soon. This has already started engaging and firing on plague spores that were approaching from this direction. Right, plague infection. It's gone straight into the geotherm. Geotherms, air intakes, these are the more obvious locations that the plague will aim to enter your colony by, which is really quite bad. Currently, this will tell us how many are infected. 0 colonists currently. But as you can see, everyone who is in there has now become infected, and they're spreading the infection. The plague spores are moving around.
Vori, are you on?
Jack, where are you?
I'm studying the flora just outside the Vanaar colony. I found a strain of plant that closely mimics...
So while we're all slaving away on the colony ship, you've been off picking flowers?
And I'm watching people getting infected by a deadly, deadly plague. Plague spores have entered the colony through one of your colony's structures, the intake fan just over there. But, oh my lord. Sorry for interrupting the conversation. Do carry on telling me about your trivial things.
If by that you mean, has the expedition's only qualified botanist been doing his job? Then, yes. Yes, he has. Here, Euros. Let me send you a picture of this flower.
Don't do it,
Yes.
Jack.
I cannot wait to see this plant. It sounds amazing.
Jack, don't do it.
You are gonna love this picture of my flower, Euros. It's got these 2 big, fat, pink petals on it.
Jack, you just twirted a picture of your butt to the entire colony.
I warned you, Jack, you fool.
Wait, what?
Jack, how many times do I have to remind you about the proper protocols for internal communications?
What? No way, you gotta be... No! I meant to send that just to Euros.
Instant karma.
That's it. I'm suspending
how
your use
karma
of
works,
Twirtle
but
until
okay.
further notice.
It was a completely innocent mistake, really. I meant to scan the flower, and I must have pointed the scanner the wrong way.
Whilst not wearing
Also
pants.
recommending immediate disciplinary action. Sorry about all this, Governor. Hang on. I'm taking the call offline while I delete that twirt.
Please do. However, we have lost power now. Part of the reason for that is likely that so many people are sick. So let's activate our batteries to shore up the insufficiency. Now, let's have a look here. Are people plagued? Yes, people are plagued. So efficiency is going down on a number of buildings. We can see 35 colonists infected, 35 colonists infected. I think this is merging the two, but we should be okay if we're dispensing the plague cure. And I can only assume that we are. Let's check on our chemical plant. How much plague cure have we got? We've got a decent amount, and nanomachines are doing okay. Let's keep a close watch. There we go. It is actually going down very, very quickly, and that's not because they're dying, but they will die really reasonably fast. If you don't have a hospital already built, you can expect 1 or 2 deaths by the time that you... If the infection is already there when you build it, 1 or 2 people will probably die in the time it takes to get that all sorted out. The alternative is if you have neither a hospital or a plague cure, your colony is probably going to die. With the plague cure, the hospital is going to really, really beat the virus back. So if you've got both of them, even if it does manage to get into your colony, you're probably going to be fine. It's just going to be a momentary distraction and nothing more. But really get plague cures being made quickly, and ideally don't wait as long as I waited to get the hospital set up. I'm actually going to upgrade it to level 2 as well, so they're providing even better healthcare than it already is. In terms of health, whether your colonies are healthy and have access to satisfactory levels of healthcare, hopefully that's going to go up a little bit. But we're definitely starting to see problems around here. Crime and crowding are becoming big issues at the moment. We're using nanomedicines, and we are using plague vaccines, both. Research complete. Fantastic, and it's now idle. We're just going to leave it there for the time being. Okay, so next thing up. We now know how to produce Entari bread and Entari oatmeal. In order to manufacture either of these, we'll need a mill.
I think another mining facility would be a good idea.
This is going to be a big one. There's a Zorium deposit not far from your colony. This is the deposit right here. This rare substance can be used to generate prodigious amounts of electricity. Also, as an aside, prodigious has to be one of my favorite words. Please make a mine or laser mine there and mine 100 Zorium. I will do so. You don't need to give me soda though. Don't really want it in my colony if I have a choice. Right. Now, at this point, I'm thinking we're going to have 2 mines out here, and we're actually not within the construction drone's radius, which is actually fairly bad. Rightio then. Let's go ahead and place a construction drone about here, I'm going to say. And unfortunately for this farm, we're going to need to build out all the way. There we are. And I don't think that farm is actually going to get any more expansions. It's quite hemmed in there. That's unfortunate, but we'll see how it goes. Our storage is once again full, which makes me very sad. Let's see. Where do we want a new storage facility? In fact, since we're going to be building a mine down here, we may as well have the new storage facility right there, I suppose. Doesn't do any harm. And actually, given that we're so close anyway, we may as well make that connection just so that people are a little bit happier. We are going to need to expand out some living quarters down here, though, because we are definitely starting to hit a problem with our housing. So what type of living quarters is the question on everyone's lips, I am sure. We could go for... Ooh, there we go. Our turret is trying to stop the creep. Fantastic. There we go. 2 shots to kill each infection. And it's going... There we go. It actually managed to hit my trade hub, unfortunately. But that's one of those things. We've also depleted our potash. Also very unfortunate. Now then, I would like to upgrade that to level 2 just to help out a little bit. And yeah, we definitely do need a hub here. That's going to be 36 colonists. And we can upgrade it as well over time. So that should help out a little bit. Now, one thing that we're not yet producing in any particular quantity is Calco sludge. Or rather, Calco itself. We need to get that going. Pretty much now, actually. So, Calco spores. Where can we grow these? There's nowhere here that is particularly good for Calco spores, and that is actually quite bad. How about this then? If we can keep this going, because realistically we were going to want this going all the way through winter and summer, because this is going to be our resource to run our nanite production. So I think this is probably one of the nicest looking places for it. 4.7. Sure. Go ahead and get that going. And next up, let's repair this place. Or, well, actually, it's very, very little damage there, actually. We could possibly wait on that one. There we go. Insufficient power by just a little bit. So let's get our power batteries active. There we are. Now then, it's clear enough that we are hitting problems with our power, so we need to get this mine up and running as soon as possible. Oh dear me, that could not have happened at a worse time. We'll have a bit of a stockpile of resources and we can recycle it, but that has changed our priority. We now need this very badly, so let's get that that metal there. Do we actually have any trades that we could make that would help out a little bit here? Is anything which would give us nanites? Oh, we can actually export melons for Zorium. That's actually not a bad deal, honestly. Sure, we'll go with that one. There we are. Get out there and bring us back stuff. Mostly they want nanites, which is not really what we want to do. But now we've got that, let's also, well... You know what? I think it's time that we activated the policy to auto-repair. Go ahead, drones. Go and get everything sorted for me. And let's get a mine as well, just for good measure. There we go. So this will take a little bit of time, but we're going to have plenty of power coming in thanks to the storms and our lightning protection. But we need that Calco farm quite desperately. Once we've got that, then we're more or less safe. You're never completely safe, but let's see if we can upgrade it. We can. Fantastic. That'll increase the food production a lot more. And I would definitely like this one to be on a high priority. Please keep that one working at all times. In fact, all of our food producing greenhouses, at the very least, should be high priority. The other farms, if they're a regular farm, it's because I don't consider them an absolute necessity to the colony's survival. Otherwise, they would be a greenhouse. So the fact that they're farms gives me a little bit of breathing room. That being said, how much are we now producing? We should be bringing in a little bit of Calco every now and then. So at this point, we actually want to make Calco sludge. This is not a particularly slow process for us to do, and for the time being, we don't need any more of that, so we'll turn those off. But we'll get that made fairly quickly. However, if we look at our nanite rig, we can now make sure that it's using Calco sludge to make nanites. Whenever it starts to use Calco sludge, though, you'll notice that it gets very, very slow. We're probably good to work through all of this before it starts working on Calco sludge, but if I turn all of that off, that's the difference. It takes a long time. So let's upgrade that, actually. Okay, citizens will cast their ballots at the end of the winter season. Very well, I'm sure we're going to do marvelously. Lightning Tower hit, 9 units, and a referendum as well. How is our happiness on the whole? It's not terrible. I think it would be better if we upgraded this, though, because we definitely need a lot more people in this colony. Now, with that done, we've got a little bit of defenses around the place. We need a fair bit more, I'll be honest. We're running on battery power right now. Have we got Zorium coming in? It's not far off, actually, so it's not really too bad. Okay, good. They're still coming from this direction. We should be okay. Our drones should be able to handle all of this for us. Come on. Oh, you scallywag. You failed. You failed me. There we go. The drones are more than capable of taking care of all of this. So, generally speaking, you don't need this defense to deal with drones. But the big help with this type of defense is it will shoot down both plague spores, and additionally, it will shoot down shards, ice shards. So it's a really, really helpful structure to just have a few dotted around the place. And since it's fully automated, you don't necessarily need it building off your road system. There we are. We've got the mining Zorium complete. Next up,
with Commissioner Veronica, and I'd like to make a few recommendations as to how to best serve your people.
Now that you have some Zorium in your inventory, let's put it to good use. Build a Zorium generator. This takes a lot of nanites. 86 nanites to be exact. And it's a humongous building too. So it's kind of got a lot of negatives going for it. But its big positive is it generates ridiculous amounts of power. The level 1 produces more power than the geotherm. The level 2 generates, frankly, ridiculous power. However, it does require a constant resource.
Here's the feedback I've compiled from your citizens.
Thank you very much. Colony doesn't take law and order seriously enough. It's too crowded and I have to walk too far to my job. Well, let's have a look. How are people feeling about... Well, crime I know is going to be a big issue. Generally speaking, though, people are reasonably happy with this colony. I'm very, very happy with that. Plus 17 on freedom. I think it's time to enact 1 or 2 new policies to maybe bring that down a little bit. We could put rationing in. I'm not sure on that one, though. Actually, we're doing reasonably well with it, so why worry about it? We're actually producing a lot more food than I was expecting that we would be able to produce. Let's check on our dispensary. How are things going? Currently, we're getting plus 3% substance morale and plus 25% crime. Sorry, minus 25% crime. Plus 25% to police force activity. Reduces the colony's crime rate, enhances and increases social compliance, and also just improves health and happiness. Okay, well... do we want to get anything else going out there? I think we do. Let's have a quick look at what else we can make. We can definitely make this at this point. So sure, go ahead and start producing those if you'd be so kind. I could make soda, but I think we're good without. Honestly, I think we are good without. I'm going to need to keep an eye on nano medicines. Plague vaccine realistically only gets used when there's a plague. So you don't have to worry about it too much. But we can improve food variety by building a mill. However, I really want the Zorium generator first because yeah, I'm not too happy about where we are power-wise. So I'm going to pass a little bit of time, allow our nanites to build up, and as soon as we've got enough to build the Zorium generator, we're going to get that going. Okay, it looks like the defenses are working well. Not a single shard has managed to hit the colony so far. However, we did have a plague infestation as well. The 2 plague spores came from the lake. One of them was destroyed and the other managed to get in, but it's a very small amount of our colonists are currently infected as a result, which is very, very nice to see. Have we managed to take out everything? No, it's getting a little bit too much now. We're definitely seeing some hitting the colony, or at least I think we are. Yeah, that was definitely a blow. We definitely just got smacked around a little bit there. So only having 3 defenses, not quite enough, but it's doing a pretty good job, all things considered. However, the big thing is we now have enough to build the Zorium generator, and as I promised, it is humongous. We could build it all the way out here because unfortunately the Zorium generator is going to do much the same as these are doing already, and that is, it is going to really ruin the air quality in this colony. So, while we build that, we're going to preempt what's going to happen and build an air intake right next to it. The Zorium generator is going to use Zorium, so it does have 1 negative over geotherm. It's not renewable. We will eventually run out of Zorium, and when we do, the Zorium generator will simply turn off. It becomes a very beautiful skate park.
I think you're on track to win this referendum.
That some of your colonists have become infected with microbes from plague spores.
I know.
I trust you provide.
I'm trying to. Everyone's talking over each other. It's like Discord.
You can explain yourself to Commissioner Veronica later. In the meantime, perhaps you'd like to introduce yourself to the new colony governor of Vanaar.
Are you serious? The governor is in on this call?
Yes,
I was, yes.
Jack. And you're lucky the governor didn't get that twerp.
Oh, man.
I am a little
You're
bit
a living
sad I
legend
didn't
from
actually.
old Earth. What did you say your name was again?
I don't think you'll get much information. The governor is the silent type.
Have you been listening to me?
You were the mayor
Silent
of
is
New
not
York
one of my
City and
qualities.
helped rebuild it after the war. I am honored to be working with you.
Damn.
The governor is not your boss, Jack. You don't need to brown nose.
I'm not brown-nosing. I'm schmoozing. There's a difference.
Oh, not the stupid dancing gorilla again.
I
What?
know you love the dancing gorilla, Vori. Don't try to deny it.
And aren't you supposed to be prepping for the Sandy Gulch expedition right now?
Don't worry, Governor. We're not all as uptight as Vori here. Some of us have a sense of humor and can talk about things other than protocol and mission objectives from
I now I only really care about everyone not dying.
Please don't make me add insubordination to the report I'm filing for the commissioner.
Thanks for proving my point, Vori. Jack Torrin, signing off.
I am moderately concerned. It seems that this hospital was so far away that our colonists down here not really close enough to get the plague cure out, and it's starting to escalate. There we go. Oh, all right, it's getting better. That was risky. If we didn't have plague cure there, that probably would have gone very nasty very quickly. But thankfully, no one died. I'm very pleased about this. Right, City 300 mission objective. Marvelous, I must say. Right, 2 new missions.
Assignment for you.
Well done, Governor. You now have an entire city on Vanaar. Your objective is to construct an Earth History Center so that your colonists may learn of the glory of old Earth and its countless civilizations. This will be a very expensive and time-consuming effort, so don't rush into it. Wait until your colony can truly afford it. That is very good advice.
Here's your next
Listen to it.
population growth target.
Probably not going to get there before we leave. I'll be honest with you. Now that we've got this running, though, everything is good. Let's go down to low burn.
Congratulations on your referendum victory, boss.
Thank you. Now we can put it in idle. Plant enters idle mode when it runs out of Zorium. This mode cannot be set manually. Okay. Automatic returns to normal mode once 10 Zorium is available. Or we can put it into low burn. Reduces Zorium usage by 39%, but cuts its electricity generation by 50%. We do not need this much power, but we're going to upgrade fully before we do that, because it's not. I don't believe it's going to increase the amount of Zorium that the plant uses. So at that point, we can just cut it in half, and it should be good. Now we've got to build an Earth History Center. It's going to take an astronomical amount of nanites to make this happen. So, with that, we're actually going to build a new nanite production facility. We're going to make it tier 2 straight out of the gate. Let's have a look at the oxygen at the moment, because I'm a little bit concerned about this area. There's a lot of things pulling it down. There is a lot of things pulling it down, and a lot of them are around here. You know what? Actually, I'd like an air filter since it's a bit more efficient. Let's get one of those going down there. We're still bringing in plenty of new colonists, though we're getting pretty close to our housing being completely filled, which is not ideal for us. No. That being said, though, I don't want all of my my citizens to be living clustered around the same place. So I'm actually thinking maybe if we can get a skyscraper over here, it'll help balance out the population distribution across the colony. So let's have a quick look. That's going to take a while, though. We're going to need a number of new nanites for that one. We'll leave this one as is. It's doing a good job of adding to the air quality, I think. We'll keep an eye on it. But for the time being, it is time for... Oh, we can't... Oh, no, we can. Fantastic. Make it so. You can even have a connection to the network. Well, kind of. I mean, you're mostly going to have to go through several buildings to get anywhere from here. But, they're just going to have to live with that one. Right, we've got a bunch more plague spores. Thankfully, the Zorium reactor got hit. That's fine, though. Not a big issue there. I don't believe we can upgrade these at all. No, we can't. That's a bit of a shame. I wouldn't have minded being able to do that. However, we're actually looking okay in terms of housing. Crime is still a big problem, though. So, I think it's time that we actually upgrade our police drones. That's clearly growing into a fairly substantial problem for the colony at this rate. As for everything else, I'm reasonably happy with what we've got. We do still need to build a mill. Don't need to. It's surplus to demand, really, at this point, but I'd like to. So, let's go ahead and pump down a mill right about there, and that way they can probably get all of their staff from the habitat here, and they can just walk straight to work. We're up to 100 nanites already, which is fantastic. Honestly, at this amount of nanites, we could happily trade our nanites away for various consumer goods if we really want to do, or build consumer goods ourselves. But let's see if there are any exciting trades on offer. There aren't really. Not really. I mean, I could trade 15 nanites for hollow units, but since I am saving my nanites up, probably not the best deal. That being said, though, I am a little bit concerned about the amount of hits we took in the last storm. So I'm going to place that one down there. And additionally, because I'm a little bit concerned... Well, actually, there's no reason for me to be concerned. Given the amount of power we're generating, there's really no need for these batteries at this point. They're just there to allow me to have the lightning rods, frankly. But we should be good. It's just a matter of waiting for the nanites to be built up at this point. There we are. The mill is complete. If we want to start making some Antari bread and the likes, we can do that now. And porridge and all sorts of other things. For example, we can turn the barley into porridge, a tasty meal made from barley. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Antari oatmeal. We can use Antari and just straight up make Antari. We can also make the wheat into flour. And then Antari bread as well. Or just regular bread if we particularly want to. I wonder which is healthier, Antari bread or regular bread. Nevertheless, I would like to get a wheat farm going somewhere around here. Perhaps somewhere about... There's 8.6 there, wow. It's actually a pretty good spot, 8.4 here. Okay, we're going to pop down a little wheat farm there just to help us out with all of the bread. Storage is unfortunately full, as ever it will be. So let's go ahead and just throw money at the problem this time and place down a new storage location. Just about there should do. And we could perhaps even have an extra defensive structure in here, since that will help out with any plague spores or creep spores that come from this direction.
We have a new trade mission available.
350 Antari bread and sending it your way. I'm sure we can make this happen. Do not you worry. And we'll get past her in return. That's not a bad deal, in my opinion. We will typically always get a better trade deal from the colony than we would in your typical game, where it's usually the trader is making a profit. In these cases, it's almost always a case of, oh, we're all in this together. You send me like 300 of X, and I'll send you 350 of Y, or 400 of Y. In usually, they're more or less equivalent in value. It's just they need the other thing more, and I need, ideally, what they want to trade more. So it works out for everyone. Let's go ahead and upgrade the mill, though, so we can get all of this done that a little bit faster, and we'll make some Antari bread. Now, you can make candy if you really want to. If you have corn syrup, we can make bread. I don't think we really need to. I think we should just make all of the Antari bread there. We can use flour to make some pasta, though, if we want to. Are we actually increasing our flour overall? I don't think we are, because wheat is occasionally just going to shut down for all intents and purposes. Overall, though, I'm fairly happy with the way things are going. Let's just have another quick peek at our overall oxygen. This little area down here are not amazingly good, so I'm going to place this just there, just to help out a wee bit, just around the research lab. I think would be a good place for that one. Okay, how's crime going, people? Still a little bit bad. Let's upgrade this all the way then. I think maybe it is now time for us to consider placing another one. Oh, wow. Okay, so our lightning protection doesn't quite reach that far out. That is a bit of a shame. We'll pop that one down, though. Right, so with that done, let's go ahead and place down another high... Oh, my lord. It has been getting bad, hasn't it? You weren't joking when you said you didn't think I was taking it seriously. I wasn't. Right, okay, so we'll get a couple more cop bots out there running the beach and making sure these scallywags either stay indoors or just play more video games, damn it. I'm giving you free VR. Why do you have to go out and break stuff? My lord. If our world gave everyone free video games, I'm fairly certain crime would just stop. Also, most work would stop too. So it isn't really feasible, let's be perfectly honest. If you just got free video games, especially if you were unemployed, then yeah. Let's be perfectly honest. There'd be a rare person who'd be like, I just can't stand playing these video games and being happy all the time. I need to go out and toil. Otherwise, my life just doesn't feel right. Well done for them. But let's be realistic. They would be uncommon. I'm going to go all in and place a load of these. I want the crime problem fixed. I'm not going to leave Vanaar Colony with a crime issue. I'm not going to be remembered as the governor of a hive of scum and villainy. No, I refuse. We're going to get that sorted before we leave. We got some more plague spores inbound. Let's see if our increased defenses are actually able to take them out. Seems that we only need 2 hits, and since we've got 2 more or less overlapping, yeah, the creep spores didn't even make it in. Fantastic work. There's also some things over there we could collect if we really wanted to. But while we wait for our nanites to continue to increase, at this point I'm fairly certain we're a little ways out. We're getting about halfway there. Let's have a look at some of the last little things we can make. We could actually go for this one. Reduce productivity a little bit, but it would make people happy, and I'm on board with that, I think. And it would also increase their health. Though it will increase their health, but also make them a little bit narcoleptic. Tasty bread made from xenosage. We don't actually have enough xenosage. We're not making nearly enough. Quarry doesn't appear to be something that people should be putting in their mouths. Everything you can make with quarry that isn't some sort of enhancer is disgusting, by all accounts. The things you make with quarry that are enhancers, though, pretty happy, fun times. But, you know, they have other issues. Really damages health. Amber Joy reduces health a little bit, but really bumps up happiness. I'm not sure. This is a significant cost to health there, though. Starglow. A little bit of a reduce to health, but increases productivity. I'd like to make some Star Glow. We need some more Xenosage and Groji, though. So let's actually have a look at setting up some Groji. Is there anywhere that's good for growing this stuff? It doesn't actually look it. That's unfortunate. Again, I would have thought that this being the native world where this stuff grows, we'd get more of it, but apparently that is very, very naive. Could we maybe just get a bit there? There we go. And I think, given that Xenosage now is such an important ingredient in so many different things that we're producing, it's time for us to actually set it up with a proper greenhouse. And we're actually using it in a lot of things too. So you're going to have 2 greenhouses for this. And one of the first things that I'm making 2 greenhouses for, it's that important to keeping everyone happy and healthy. If it weren't for the fact that many of the things that they can make are actually really good for the health of my citizens, I wouldn't care too much about, you know, making sure they always had it available. But since it is, I want my citizens to be happy. I want them to remember me fondly, damn it. Is it my fault that I want a statue in my honor? I don't think it is. I think it's completely normal to want any colony that you had a hand in developing to immortalize you in the form of a massive towering statue or a temple or a new religion. I'm not picky. You've got options, people. Just make one of them happen. Okay, and as our defenses show the people how much I love them by not letting any of them get hit in the head by a giant ice block, we are going to finally begin the construction of the Earth History Center. We're going to need a little bit more power for it, though, unfortunately. So it is time to ramp up the Zorium generator to full whack and start building the Earth History Center. It is gigantic, super enormous, but we do have enough room for it, I think. In fact, works out pretty well there. That being said, not super duper happy about putting it there, though. Let's put it somewhere else, shall we? Let's put it like over here. I think that would work out a little bit better. We can connect up right there because we can have a few other things here. Because we've got a nice little area over here. In fact, let's upgrade this so we've got a bit more room for people to move in, because they're gonna want to move in when word gets back to the colony ship of just how amazing this colony is. No one's going to want to stay on the colony, let's be honest. We can also build the stadium. It's a significant investment, much like the Earth History Center, though. So this is very much, if you've achieved everything else and made sure that everyone is always happy all the time in your colony, then you might want to do this so they're even more happy, even more of all the time. But otherwise, it's probably going to be some sort of quest focus at some point. But it does increase entertainment morale. It's hosts sporting events and drone racing tournaments. Drone racing? Oh man, I'm actually curious. Maybe we could have a look into that. Entirely bread has been traded. Fantastic. We've researched a number of new things as well. We'd really like to try Xenoglow too. Could you manufacture 500 and send it to us? Sure, okay. I mean, I got loads of it around. I don't really want the broccoli though, I'm going to be honest with you. But alright. Right, let's have a look at what we just unlocked. It was Starglow, I believe. It reduces health, but increases productivity enormously. enormously, and we are now producing enough to get that going. See, Calco and Groji. Those are two things that are going to be rough for me. I don't want to do anything that's touching on the Calco right now. Calco is still an important enough crop that I would rather keep that growing and being used for Calco sludge only. Let's see, are there any other places that I can fit somewhere to get Calco? Yeah, we can. Just about there should do. How are we doing for work? 90% of our jobs are filled. 82% of our housing has been filled. People are generally fairly happy with this place, and I'm happy that they are happy, frankly. Alright, now it's just a matter of time. It's going up fairly quickly. We are going to have won very, very soon. And let's slow things down just a wee bit. Zoom in a wee bit more. And let's see how this all goes. Come on, come on, come on. Everyone inside. There we go. Fantastic. 35 entertainment morale. My lord, that's amazing. There we are. Objective completed. The following is added to your colony's inventory as a reward for completing the A History of Earth mission objective. Build the Earth History Center. We've got 39 nights and 39 ration packs. There is no fanfare. Oh, that's a little bit of a shame. But we do have to keep this running for about a sol, I believe.
We have a new request for you, boss.
Well done, Governor. Well done indeed. Your Earth History Center is a credit to you and a great benefit to your colony. With this, the ancient world that our species so long inhabited will never be forgotten. What did happen to Earth, though? I'm curious. Your final objective is to keep the Earth History Center operational for one full sol. Progress towards completion will pause if it loses power or stops functioning at any point, but it will not be reset. Don't worry about that, as far as I'm aware. I believe it just pauses and then resumes when the time is right. So there we go. All kinds of amazingness. Let's also get that one built up as well. Now we just need to wait for the whole year to go past, because it would be far too easy to just build it well beyond your means and immediately shut it down. No, not quite that lucky with that, I'm afraid. Though given how we are now reasonably close to our power output, starting to be a little bit more concerned. We are going to mine this potash though, because there are enough places that I want to be using it. So let's get this down. There we go. Is this potash? I believe it's potash. Yes, it's a potash deposit. Eventually that'll be depleted and then we can just get rid of that. But I think it would probably be wise for us to build 1 or 2 or 40 batteries, something along those lines, just to make sure that our colony doesn't have a terrible blackout if any of our power generating structures were to go down. O2 is fantastic at the moment. I'm really happy to see that. In fact, let's bring this up. Let's have a quick hover. Around here it's 93, 96, around here, 99, well done. Oh, that was right on top of an air purifier, so that makes sense. It's pretty good around here considering how many things are actively pulling it down. Down here, not quite so much though. And up here, not quite so much. You know what? Let's try and improve that a little bit around those areas. So let's get you upgraded a bit. In fact, there's no reason not to upgrade every one of the fans at this point, since we're really not using our nanites for anything else. Let's get these upgraded as well. Now that is going to slow down and eventually completely stop, because I'm thinking we're running... Oh no, we have actually run all the way through iron and copper, so yeah, it's now just down to the calco sludge that we've got available. So given that, I'm actually going to build another one of these, since the only way now that we have of increasing the speed that we can generate nanites is by having more buildings that make them. So with that being said, let's pop that one down there, and as long as we keep the calco being farmed at a reasonable rate, then we should be good. Are there any other places that we need to upgrade? I believe there are 1 or 2. This one, for example, could stand to be upgraded slightly. I believe we've got another one over there. There we go. Let's just make sure everyone is in the best possible mood and the happiest they can possibly be before we leave. It is the least that we could do for them, frankly. We're getting plenty of power into the batteries thanks to the lightning rods. Honestly, that is a much better implementation than I was expecting. When I used to bemoan the fact that there was no way to guard against lightning, I just expected, or rather, I just wanted a lightning rod. Just a simple, honest-to-goodness lightning rod that just prevented it from blowing anything up. I wasn't expecting them to give us one with multiple functions that actually helped charge the colony. That was very, very nice. Very nice indeed. How are we doing for... Ooh, there we go. It seems we may have won.
Well done, Governor.
Thank you,
The
Veronica.
Vanaar colony is now stable and should serve as a solid foothold for our expansion.
Look at
We'll be
that.
placing a junior governor from our training program in charge of this colony as you move on to greater things.
Marvelous.
Your next mission will take you to a desert area known as Sandy Gulch, where we'll need you to construct a new mining colony.
Very well. Now, I'm assuming that the junior governor has been briefed on the proper dimensions for my Titanic statue that is going to be erected in the center of the colony. I'm certain I can just leave the details to you guys to work that out, but I will be popping back later to see. However, whether I pop back later in a video is up to you. Do let me know in the comments, or I'm sure I'll pop a card, a poll up on the video at some point in this episode, just so you can let me know if you're interested in seeing me visit Sandy Gulch again. As I mentioned, I have played through a number of the early maps in my First Taste mini-series, so I'd like to find out if there is interest in seeing me go through the campaign fully this time with all of the new settings and, of course, on a slightly higher difficulty. So do let me know down below in the comments, or again, you can click on the polling card, and I will see you possibly in the next episode. But until then, and as always, take care, everyone.